Hi there, I'm going to show a new feature, not a new feature, a feature of Mapyx Quo that I haven't shown before, and see if we can see what the walks on Sunday is going to look like. So here's Mapyx Quo, and here's the long walk. There are going to be 4 walks, but here's the long walk. It starts up here in Andrews Wood, down through Andrews Wood, and when you're looking at it in 2D, we're going to show it in 3D in a moment. You have to kind of understand the contour lines to know that we're up high here, going down to the bottom, up the other side, and along a ridge here, down the ridge, follow the river into Shoreham village, up a gentle slope there, follow along a bit more till we get to Otford, along a road here, pretty flat, no contours around, along here. Somewhere around here is Pluto. Why isn't Pluto showing? Probably because I'm not showing the waypoint set. There we go. There's Pluto. Along to Filston Hall, and then you see the contour lines here. That means we're going up again, and where we went down here, this is a valley that gets deeper as you go in that direction, these curving contour lines. So we're crossing the top of the valley, coming back flat. And just to see the other walks, that's the long walk. This is the short walk, pretty much the same, down, up, down into Shoreham, round and back up again. We could do the short route plus the short loop, which adds that bit on, and we could add the long loop on, which adds that bit on, or we can do the whole thing. But now here's a cool thing that Mapyx Quo's got. If we go into tools, we can say show us the 3D view, Mapyx Quo, and we click create 3D view, and it takes a moment or two, and here we go. So we need to, it's a little bit counterintuitive sometimes, forward this way. So here's Andrews Wood where we begin, and if we do this, we begin to see that there's a hill here. Back up a bit. And there's a hill here, and you can see it's going down the hill here, and up that hill to the top of the ridge. The shorts go down the other side, whereas the longs come down off this shoulder and round and follow the river. And we can, if I can work out how to do it, we can also see the walk that I did last Monday. I went across the other side up here. This was seriously steep up here, along this ridge, down into Kempsing, over the motorway and over the railway, up the other side and off there somewhere. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to go from Andrews Wood down into the valley there, and up here, and then down here, down that steep bit there, forward, and follow the path along here. You see this goes up the slope a bit the other side, along the Darrant Valley path, and along the road in Otford, past Pluto, and here you can see it's going up the steep hill, across here, up and home. So this is 3D, and one of the things you can do in 3D is increase 3D effect. And sometimes this falls over and needs restarting, but it didn't this time. So where are we? There we go. So now we can actually see it much better. We can see this ridge of hills here, and if we there we go, that's much better. So from Andrews Wood down up to Meanfield Wood, off the end of that ridge, down over here, round and up and back down again. Cool, eh? And as I say, what I did last Monday was to go, where did I go? Up here and along this road, along the North Downs Way, till I got to Kemsing, down into Kemsing, over the motorway, over the railway, along here somewhere. So I think that's a pretty cool thing that you can see with Mapyx Quo. And here's something else that's cool you can see with Mapyx Quo. We can right click our route and say show it in Google Earth. And quick as a flash, it shows in Google Earth. This is actually the information booth in Andrews Wood. And again, I have to remember how to rotate here. It is often the case that the route is not 100% precise, so we're not actually going to fly in mid-air past the bridge. And but we can now. No, other way. There we go. And if I was clever enough to know how to use Google Earth properly, we can actually fly the route automatically. But I'm just going to follow it. You can see us going down through this gap in the trees and out here through the wood, and you can see the path actually on the ground, and actually the stile is there. Across that field, up into the woods, up on this track till we get to here. Something I forgot to mention, we're going to go right past the White Cross. The short people are just going to go down there, but we long ones are going to go along here, around the corner here, following a road here going down a very small track till we get to the side of the river. We're going to follow along this path, and let's get the Google Earth turned around a bit. And now we can see from this perspective the shorts will have come down here along the high street and down, and they'll be sitting on a bench there. We come along and meet them. Then we all come through Church Street and Station Road. We all go across the golf course together until we get here, where that's better. We're right across the golf course until we get to Otford. Other way. Ooh. It's not always intuitive which way round you work with a mouse. Now what I'm trying to do, I just hit a bit more vertically straight in. So I'm trying to zoom into this area here to see if we can actually see. Zoom in and then come backwards. That's better. That's better. Sooner or later it will be vertically above. Oh, I've completely lost us. Where are we? So here we are, we're actually following that track. And Pluto's in here somewhere, but I can't see it. Never mind. Along that track. Up here through the farm. Probably around there. Along the road. And this track is pretty muddy. And about there is a seat where the shorts will be waiting for us again. Up here. And zoom out a little bit. I suggested to Susan when she recorded it that she didn't bother to do this, but she came up here because it's a really flat walk, and actually it's a wheelchair walk, but she said that this area was unbelievably muddy and recommends that we do this anyway. So that's what we'll do on Sunday. That's Mapyx Quo on Google Earth and Mapyx Quo 3D, and that's it for now.